Moving on now, a massive fancy shopping mall called the Falcon Mall in the southern city of Karachi has now become a major source of embarrassment for the Pakistani military. The mall, meant entirely for commercial purposes, was built on military land. And weeks after the Supreme Court wrapped Pakistan's military on the matter, it has found a quote-unquote novel way to hoodwink the judiciary and the people of Pakistan. Latest images show a huge board put up outside the property that says Air War College Institute. On the 1st of December, the Pakistan Supreme Court bench hearings, the case said that lands acquired for strategic purposes had to be surrendered back to the state the moment the lands were used for commercial gains other than defense purposes. Now, the Defense Secretary even tried furnish a flimsy report before the court that mentioned that the building built on cantonment lands was razed. The bench rejected this report, after which the Defense Secretary withdrew it. The top court also pulled up Pakistan's Ministry of Defense on how it could justify such use of land meant for strategic purposes. The court also asked the ministry to provide a comprehensive report highlighting which land of cantonments was used for commercial purposes. So now, in an attempt to block the mall from being surrendered to the state, the Pakistani military resorted to a clever tactic, a name change. This was not the only incident in Pakistan where the military used cantonment land for commercial purposes. 3 bases meant for the Air Force in Karachi were being used for commercial activities. Wedding halls and hotels were also developed at the naval base on Sharia Faisal in Karachi. Even the canteen stores department, a subsidiary of the Defense Forces, were turned into open commercial departmental stores. Pakistan's Defense Ministry has had irregular spending to the tune of $18 million. The numbers here are based on the accounts of Pakistan's government agencies and the various federal departments. The auditors say there is no record of where the departments spent the money. Now, Pakistan's military generals have been accused of minting money while millions of people reel under poverty. The country has been ranked at the 120th position in the Global Corruption Perception Index, which indicates very high levels of corruption in the country. And for more on this, we were earlier joined by Pakistani journalist Ahmad Shaheen from Lahore. Let's listen in.
There are two kinds of accusations on the high-ups of the Pakistani military establishment or the ruling elite. So the first accusation is that when they retire, they get hundreds of hectares of land. And that land they choose, that's very, like a land with a lot of potential. Now, a person should be given something on their retirement, but not hundreds of hectares of land. So that's one thing that gets criticized. But what gets really criticized is, for example, the case of Papa John's, where a military general had so much property because he had been declaring his property. So all of a sudden, he becomes a very powerful general and he becomes a billionaire. So those kind of cases are the other kind of cases where the hundreds of thousands of hectares of land that the powerful army generals have acquired is also illegal. And it can be proven that it's illegal because they've been filing their wealth and all of a sudden they became powerful and wealthy at the same time.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.